Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the technical critic, and wow. Time to talk about Jurassic Park. My feelings on this are mixed, and when I say mixed, I mean not in the good way. Let's break it down. So, Lost World is the spiritual successor to the last three films. I've heard a lot that they're pretending that the first and second sequel don't exist, but it's not true. They do exist, and they're referenced somewhat in this movie. I have to say, this probably isn't worth going to see in theaters. There, I said it. That being how there's some stuff with this movie that's good, but it's buried in a lot of cliches. And just to go through it, I think would take a whole nother video, but we'll try. We will try. So, if you've seen the trailer for this film, you pretty much know what's going to happen. It's a generic, it's not, I wouldn't even say it's a dinosaur film, because you don't see that much of the dinosaurs. It's a monster movie, and we get to see a lot of the particular monster we have, Indominus Rex. I'm just going to call it the Great Catastrophe or whatever. So the Great Catastrophe is this dinosaur that they've genetically engineered. And to be fair, a lot of people are saying, come on, it's not that you should... You know what? No, I agree. Genetic engineering is the next logical step that Jurassic Park would make. Not just to build a new attraction, but I would think, you know what? Here we have all of this dinosaur DNA. Let's put it together and see what we could do. I mean, but there's some stuff that they could have explained a little bit better. Like they could have said, well, you know what? We have enough dinosaur DNA to make one full dinosaur. They had said, well, you know, since the roots of the park, we've always used dinosaurs mixed with other creatures, and they don't look the same. Now we've gone and we've taken all the little bits of all the dinosaurs we've had, and we've managed to create a pure-blooded dinosaur. I would have accepted that, right? And I think a lot of people would have accepted that too. And then from there, all the abilities that you give the Indominus Rex, you can attribute to this dinosaur, and they can say, well, we didn't know that would happen. We didn't know these dinosaurs had those abilities. And it would have made it a little bit more plausible, I think. But yeah, like you see, this dinosaur has this particular intelligence, or this dinosaur has this particular ability. I think people would have been more accepting of the drawing from backgrounds than they are currently. Okay. Because, look, you could say whatever you want about any dinosaur. Do we know if dinosaurs camouflage, if they could change their color? We don't know. Chameleons have that. They might. Who knows? We don't know. So you could literally use it as a Deus Ex Machina machine and just pull out whatever you need. I think people would have been a lot more accepting of that. On top of that, it's the characters. This movie focuses a lot on the characters, but they're either extremely one-note or barely rememberable. In every Jurassic Park movie, there is at least one kid, right? If you look through all of them, there's at least one kid who shows up to make shit go bad. This movie has two, just like the first one did, and they're related to the person who's running the park, just like the first one did. But unlike the first one, they play almost no role. They are practically, you could literally recut this film so that they're not inside of it, and you'd lose nothing. Absolutely nothing you would lose. I mean, look, there's this whole thing where their parents are sending them to Jurassic Park because the parents want to get a divorce and, you know, do it quietly. And then when the kids come back from their high, in this way, when the kids come back from the high of seeing dinosaurs and they find out that their parents are divorced and they're in the worst possible situation, the fall will just be even more crushing. In this way, you break their spirits, there's no hope left. One of them slits their wrists in the bathtub, and Hey, now you only have one child to play support to. I think that is the plan. They plan to deliver this breakup to them in literally the worst way possible. Instead of taking them through it, at least having them understand. Nope, dinosaurs, high, low. I mean, low. You've got a younger one who's pretty smart. You've got an older one who's kind of a douchebag. I mean, that's pretty much it. There really is not, and you can see like they try and give them moments, but it just breaks the pacing of the movie, and it doesn't serve a purpose. I'm all for having character development and growth. God knows lots of movies lack that. But there needs to be a point and a purpose to it. If you're just having it there so you can say, oh, well, we have our sentimental moment on cue. It's worse than if you didn't have it at all, okay? Those are my feelings on that. I mean, seeing the little kid be excited about the dinosaurs, yeah, that's how I felt when I first saw the dinosaurs of Jurassic Park. I must have been like, oh man, I must have been like 6 when I saw that movie. And it was like, oh my god, there are dinosaurs on screen. And speaking of which, the entire rationale for creating the Indominus Rex is that kids have gotten bored with dinosaurs, and they need to make a new kind of... I'm a 25-year-old adult. If you told me there were dinosaurs in a park, I would probably go to see that, okay? I find that amazing. There is nobody on planet Earth who looks at dinosaurs and go, dinosaurs? Meh. Come on! It is absolutely incredulous. Dinosaurs are cool. They are these giant beasts from a time gone by. There's nothing about them that people would get bored about. I mean, look. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. You go to the zoo once, you see them, and you're done. That's all you need. Dinosaurs, they exist in the wild, and if you're into nature, fine. You can go out and you can try and pet them there, or go on safari and try and see them. And there's a big industry about people who do that. I mean, look, zoos exist, and everybody says, oh, the zoo, it's so boring. But somehow, they manage to stay in business. You're telling me that an island of dinosaurs, creatures that you can't just have one of in every single state and the District of Columbia, but only exist in this one particular place. You're telling me that you cannot attract people to that. If you can't attract people to that, you're marketing it wrong. You need to treat this like a living blockbuster happening in front of your eyes. And you know what? If they really want to up the ante, you don't need to create new dinosaurs. You just need to give people the next logical step. Okay, you've shown us dinosaurs. Now you need to show it, and you've shown us, like, they have a thing where you've got the T-Rex. He's in a cage, and then they drop like a goat in, and the T-Rex comes and meh. Okay, fine. Now what you need to do is you need to give us dinosaur battles. I feel like that's something that would happen. Give us dinosaur battles. Give us T-Rex versus Brachiosaur. Who will win? I mean, like, if they had done that, they could have bolstered people coming into this park. There's literally no bad idea except for the weaponization of raptors. There's this plot where you've got your basic idiotic military type. He's there. He sees the dinosaur. He's like, you know what? We can weaponize these and we can save American lives. It's like Chris Pratt has this moment of just being a normal guy. Where he's like, do you hear yourself talking? You are literally the stupidest person ever. I don't know, but I mean, look, the way that they set these plots up, it's almost like everything was supposed to happen this way. And it was a setup that, yes, the Indominus Rex will escape. They'll cause this thing to happen. But it's all by happenstance. Everything happens by happenstance. There's no focus in this film. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there's no particular focus. You could tell this one thing is clearly part of a much larger plan and world. You just don't get to see it, right? In in Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic Park 2, you got to see the bigger picture. You were in on the corporate scumbaggery. 3, there wasn't any corporate scumbaggery to be in on. 4, there is, okay? It clearly exists, but you're not, it's like they're saying, nope, you're not allowed to have that information. It makes it feel incomplete. It makes it feel really, really incomplete. But anyways. Alright, and let's talk about our main characters. Chris Pratt and the redhead, what's her name? Bryce Dallas Howard. Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay, you're either Bryce Howard or Dallas Miss Howard. You don't need 3 names. You're not a great scientist. You're not someone of massive importance that we need 3 names for you. It's confusing enough having Valerie Bertinelli living out in this universe. We don't need a Bryce Dallas Howard on top of that. So I'm going to call you BDH. Okay, you are BDH. You want to keep the 3 of them, that's fine, but that means I got to anagram you. So you've got BDH. She is the aunt of the 2 kids who are running around the park, and more importantly, she is the one in charge of keeping the entire park running. She's basically the right-hand person. She's the one that gets everything done. And it's a lot of pressure, and you can understand, okay, she's the very business, stiff kind of woman. Okay, fair enough. And then you've got Chris Pratt, and he is the raptor whisperer. But even more than that, he's almost misogynistic if you think about it, because there's this expectation from him that as soon as he and BDH meet, she's going to fall head over heels for him, and then just jump on his junk faster than you can say, I don't know, just really, really fast. Like he expects her to see him, he does something cool, and then next thing is bam, bam, bam. And you can tell. I mean, he's got these good moments when he's with the Raptors and when he's with other people, but as soon as Chris Pratt runs into BDH, it turns into this really awkward look. I'm the man, you're the woman. I'm going to seduce you, and you're going to do whatever I say. And look, this movie is rated PG. If it was rated R, there would have been a point where he literally just bends her over a table and fucks her. I'm telling you, that is what would have happened in this film. I mean, let's just look at the trailer. The trailer, you've got Chris Pratt. He goes and he snatches a fly out from the side of her ear, and then they've got this shot of him staring intensely at her, and then he's got the muscular arm, and she's looking at him. If it had been, and they're almost implying that, okay, she should immediately just fall over into his arms because he's such a badass. It's super, super dumb. And on top of this, for Bryce Dallas, as the movie progresses, she progressively loses clothes. We see her at the very beginning. She's in this long white skirt, nice blouse, very business. She's got her purse. She's very businesslike. Okay, fine. Then when and she's got her high heels. The high heels are important. They come in later. And then as soon as the Crushinator Raptor, or sorry, the Indominus Rex, as soon as it escapes, and it threatens the nieces and the 2 nephews, she's got to go and save them. So she and Chris Pratt, they team up. They drive out to where they were last found. The vehicle's in wreckage. It's like this little glass ball with Jimmy Fallon as the tour guide. Blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, we got to find them. It looks like they weren't eaten here. They went to the river. They jumped. Okay, smart boys, brave boys. He's like, look, Chris Pratt's like, look, I gotta go find him. She's like, no, I'm coming with you. And it's like, no, you're not. That's basically what I'm serious. That is literally what the argument is like. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. So finally, she tears open her shirt. I'm not making this up. She rips open her blouse. She's got the tank top underneath, and she ties it so that her boobs are showing now. She hitches up her skirt and ties it off so like now it's above her knee. And Chris Pratt, rightfully so, says, What the fuck are you doing? There should have been like 30 fucks in this movie, but again, PG, so no swearing. So Chris Pratt's like, what are you doing? And she's like, look, I'm ready. I'm ready now to go trekking through the jungle. She's still got her high heels on, mind you. She keeps her high heels on through this entire movie. And he's like, he looks at her, like he stares at her, he looks at her boobs, and he's like, okay, fine, we're going. It's criminal is what it is. It's so dumb. Anyways, so like literally the next scene that you see her, she's got dirt smeared right here, and the only reason I can think that they smeared dirt right here is so, and it's not like a little bit of dirt. It's like it's like somebody took a handful of blood and went whoosh. And it's like, the only reason I think that they would smear it right there is to show that, okay, it's just to make you focus on those. And it's so degrading. And like, as she goes through, she just keeps getting, like her clothes get progressively torn. She eventually just ditches the blouse, and it's just like there in her tank top, and like the tank top is slowly coming off. It's a mess. It's a total mess. And then you have the pterodactyl scene where the pterodactyls are coming down and they're attacking all the people. She goes, and I don't care about spoilers at this point. Chris Pratt is being eaten, rightfully so. She goes and she tranks this one pterodactyl 3 times and kicks it off of him. He gets up, he stares at her intensely, and then he just grabs her and kisses her right there in the middle of the park. That's the part where it's like, okay, if this was rated R, it would be, you know what, fuck all the people who are dying right next to you. They would have just started fucking right there. It's that kind of movie. It's almost a B movie. It's like somebody said, okay, we're gonna take a B movie, we're gonna give it an A movie blockbuster budget, and we're just gonna see what happens. And that's essentially what we get. One-liners and everything. So the two of them, I guess, decide we're gonna bone after this is all done. They grab the 2 nephews. Her assistant, who's supposed to be watching nephews, dies in the most horrific way possible. It's like, what did this woman do that she deserved? I'm not going to spoil it, because that's actually one of the good parts of this film. And so basically, they get everything kind of under control, but there's still the Indominus Rex loose and out to kill these guys. And at this point, it's like, it's not just going over your island trying to destroy everything. It's just trying to kill these 4 particular people. So Vincent D'Onofrio, who's the idiot who wants to train raptors, and he's had this plan the entire time. He's like, yes, I finally get to use my plan. He goes and he overrides everything. He's like, okay, we're going to use the raptors to hunt this dinosaur down, and then later I guess we're taking them to Afghanistan so they can kill... I don't know what his plan is afterwards. But he plans to release the raptors, and then I guess he just expects them to go back to their cage. I mean, look, the damn things nearly ate Chris Pratt when he went in to try and rescue his other co-worker. And he's supposed to be the alpha male of this raptor pack. They barely listen to him. What makes D'Onofrio think that they're going to do it? That they're going to follow orders like military dolphins or something? I don't. It's weird seeing an idiot with that much power. But anyways, they decide, okay, we got to hunt the dinosaur. They try and bring it down, and then what a twist! the dinosaurs part raptors. So the raptors won't kill it, and then they gotta escape from the raptors. It's hitting all the main plot points that you expect to see in a Jurassic Park movie. The character development is Chris Pratt is still the same guy he was before. BDH is just ready to, be his sex slave at the end. I guess. I mean, there's this thing where he kind of has to say, it's like, well, what do we do now? Well, I guess we stick together, for survival, because, he's basically going to put a baby in her, is what that means. And well, after the raptor thing, it's like, okay, Indominus Rex has finally reached the middle part of the park. We gotta find something to kill it. Enter the big T-Rex. This is something that you probably saw in the trailer, like you glimpsed a little bit of it. They gotta get the T-Rex to the park, to like the main center of the park, so that it can fight the Indominus Rex. And lo and behold, BDH, she grabs a flare, and she goes to the T-Rex cage. She has it open. The T-Rex comes out. Now remember, a T-Rex can run 22 miles an hour. She then proceeds to run away from the T-Rex, with the T-Rex chasing her in high heels. I'm not kidding. She outruns a Tyrannosaurus Rex in high heels. This is something you would see in a Sharknado movie. Okay? That is an asylum film. That's oh god. And then the two of them fight, and it's a pretty epic fight. How that ends, I'm not going to tell you either. Because again, that's another good part of the movie. It's a good, solid part of the movie. I think that you should see that. But at best, this is a rental. I can't in good conscience say this movie is worth $15. This movie is worth $6.10 at best on I don't know when. But that's the worth of this movie. The good parts are good, but it's just buried in all of this awful, awful stuff. I mean, there's this plot. I mean, they bring B.D. Wong, who's from the original Jurassic Park film. They bring him back as the main scientist in this. And there's clearly a plot going on between him and this military company that Vincent D'Onofrio is running. But you don't care. You really don't care, because it's not set up in a way that's like, this is the main part. This is like a side plot to a side plot. If they were scheming all this to happen, and that was the big twist at the end, sure, I can understand having that in there, right? That then has a reason. But it clearly belongs to something else that we're not getting to see, and it just breaks it all. On top of that, there's no tension in this film. You know who's going to die and who's not going to die the entire time through. Actually, that's not true. Chris Pratt, he has a black sidekick who helps him to train the raptors. And you see the black sidekick get trapped in the log, and you think, oh god, the black guy's going to eat it. Chris Pratt shoots the raptor who's trying to eat him, and then just leaves him there. I mean, for all we know, he's still stuck in the log. That's a thing that happened. So that's the one character that you think is going to die who doesn't die. I can't call this movie good in good conscience, but it's not bad. Okay, I've seen a lot of bad films. This is not one of them. Quite frankly, I think this is the movie that Godzilla wanted to be, but couldn't be because they were too focused on character development. Now it's completely the opposite. A movie that's supposed to have good, compelling characters in a land that's wondrous and full of dinosaurs. You don't get that. You just get monster, 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 and it goes the other way. It's too much monster mayhem and B-movie death for a blockbuster A slot. The film doesn't fit the hype. Okay, that's the best way I can put it. This film does not fit its hype. I honestly think it should be avoided, and you should definitely wait either until it comes on TV late at night, because you know it will. This film will be shown on Spike TV, on AMC. It'll be shown. It'll be shown literally everywhere. Don't pay money to see this. This is not a. This is not a. I need to get in line and see this film. This is a. I'll watch. I'll let other people watch it, and then I'll see it later. Film. Did I hate it? No. But at the same time, a movie that makes me hate it has at least tried to do something and did it so wrong that I can hate it. A movie that makes me feel apathetic is probably even worse than a movie I hate. But I don't know. It left me feeling lukewarm, like there was more to be had, and you just don't get it. I mean, there's some great moments. The moment with the brachiosaurus, not the brachiosaurus. The moment with the brontosaurus. The moment with the moment where you see the dinosaurs fighting some of the other dinosaurs. The moment or the Indominus Rex. There's plenty of good stuff, but everything in between it doesn't bridge. There's no bridges here. It's just, eh. So that's my review. It's at best a 6 out of 10, right? I've seen worse. I've seen a lot better. On my scale, I would probably give this a 7 out of 12. I think that's where this movie sits. This movie sits at around a 7 out of 12. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just meh. It's somewhere in the middle. So yeah, that's my review. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you the next time I go to the films. See you in the next review.